It's a communist tactic, and I don't say that lightly, but this is part of their game plan. You can actually go read a manifesto from the American Communist Party in 1969, and they do a list of items that they want to get into the public sphere in America in order to break America up. That's the whole point. That's their whole agenda. It's been that way for decades, and they're playing the long game. Now it's not the Soviet Union that we're against, but it's actually the Chi-Coms who are pushing this, and they're pushing it through Hollywood, through books. If you look at the Hugo Awards and the World Science Fiction Convention, all that, China actually bought the convention. They're going to be coming out there to China, I think, next year. It's insane that people are going along with this, but they can use woke SJWs to wreck American culture, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Jennifer Lawrence is another unwitting pawn in this scheme, and we'll find out why in just a second. All right, my name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author. I'm an award-winning comic creator. I'm fighting back against this. I don't have a Hollywood machine. I don't have a China-backed PR group that's spending millions of dollars on anything I do. I just do it all through word of mouth here on YouTube. I've got a comic here, Overmind, which is a 66-page science fiction graphic novel, trying to bring things back to like when things were great in America, the 40s, the 50s. You're looking at like Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, all those awesome properties that have been forgotten to time pretty much because, you know, the agenda. We're trying to recreate that. We're getting it out there, and a lot of people have got this right now. We're getting real close to $40,000 total, which is awesome. So check this out. That link's in the description below. If you're not a comic person, you want a book, we're also selling an Immortal Edge book. This is Ayla Rin, the same character. I'm doing a full novel, and that's what we're doing. We're doing a multimedia property to come across and get this awesome. Hopefully we'll get films one day. Maybe Jennifer Lawrence will star in it. Probably not. But here she is. So Jennifer Lawrence just did a Teen Vogue interview or Vogue interview, something like that. Maybe not Teen Vogue. I think she's too old for that these days. But they asked her 73 questions, you know, and they were poignant questions, of course. And here's what she says, and this is something to look out for with these celebrities always. She says, "I'm sorry, I'm just unleashing, but I can't F with people who aren't political anymore. You live in the United States of America. You have to be political. It's too dire. Politics are killing people." Well, you see how this is. The only people that kill people over politics seem to be like Antifa, the Democrats who try to assassinate Republican candidates and people like that. That's all that's going on that front. But of course, they're hyperventilating. Every issue is a matter of life and death. To these people. If you always listen to them, they always talk like that because they're so stuck in this social media world. They don't understand reality. They don't understand that you need to go out and have a family and go out and, you know, have a outdoor walk and just exist in the real world. And that's because this is one of those ladies who is getting old and doesn't have a family. You know, she's going to hit that wall very soon, my friends. And she's miserable. And that's what happens. When they're miserable like this, you have to be miserable too. And since she's a celebrity with a lot of money who's miserable, you need to not have a family. You need to be miserable. You need to get rid of all your everything because of global warming, which is going to melt all the icebergs and raise all the sea levels, even though that's not happening. That's the mentality right here. But again, it comes back to a communist ploy. So what happens is these Hollywood actors get sucked into this stuff intentionally because their job here is to rile up Americans to go at each other while China slowly builds and slowly builds and slowly builds. And that's the agenda here. They want you to be entirely political all the time. You have to be political, as she says, because that is the deal. You have to think it's life and death. You have to be out there willing to fight your brother in the street because China's funding this kind of behavior out here to rile everybody else up. And that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's that simple. And nobody's going to talk about it because I don't know why, but that is the Hollywood message. That's exactly how they're trying to manipulate the minds. It's going to work on a number of people. We're awake here on this channel, and my viewers are too. But we just got to keep spreading the word out there that, you know, there's life outside of the internet. There's life outside of this stuff. You got to remember in 2020, remember everybody was on Facebook and Twitter going like, if you don't take the vax, you're going to kill grandma. It's life and death. And then sure enough, you know, what they said wasn't exactly true about what was going on there. I'm being careful for YouTube. But we know exactly how this agenda works. And this is how they try to hyperventilate to try to force the population into slavery at the end of the day. But we're going to do things different. We're done with them. We're done with Hollywood. And we are making the difference in culture. We're going to fight this culture war. We're going to win. And I appreciate you guys being there. Check out Overmind. Check out my books on my link in the description below. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Love to hear from you, my friends. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.